Did Venezuela really flip from oil-rich ally to US enemy because American meddling? Or was socialist corruption the real culprit? I've studied history deeply, so you don't have to. Today, as US forces liberate Caracas and capture Maduro, some critics cry imperialism. But does Venezuela's downfall stem from decades of tyrannical mismanagement or US policy? Early relations between the US and Venezuela were pragmatic. In the mid-1800s, Venezuela was a chaotic backwater caught between European empires. The 1902 blockade by Britain, Germany, and Italy over debts threatened stability. Teddy Roosevelt's corollary to the Monroe Doctrine in 1904 asserted U.S. leadership to protect the hemisphere from foreign aggression, forcing arbitration and keeping Europeans out. This big stick diplomacy set Venezuela on a path to prosperity. Under dictator Juan Vicente Gomez, Venezuela welcomed U.S. oil firms like Standard Oil, granting concessions that turned it into a global exporter. American investment built infrastructure, created jobs, and fueled growth, while Gomez suppressed dissent. Post-Gomez, democracy flickered in 1945, but true stability came after ousting Marco Pérez Jiménez in 1958, a US-backed leader who modernized with oil wealth. The Punto Fijo Pact enabled elections. Romulo Betancourt co-founded OPEC in 1960, balancing US ties with smart nationalism. Venezuela supplied cheap oil during the Cold War, a reliable ally to the United States. The turn came with Hugo Chávez in 1999. Elected on anti-corruption promises, but he seized power, rewrote the constitution, and nationalized industries. The 2002 coup attempt failed, but Chávez cozied up to Cuba, Russia, and Iran, turning Venezuela into a hub for anti-American alliances. Under Nicolas Maduro from 2013, Venezuela became a nightmare. Rampant corruption, fake elections condemned worldwide, and alliances with China, Russia, and Iran. Maduro's regime enabled massive fentanyl shipments through Venezuelan ports, flooding the US and contributing to over 800,000 American overdose deaths since the opioid crisis began. Hyperinflation, shortages, and repression drove 7 million Venezuelans to flee. Trump's sanctions in 2017 targeted this narco-state. Biden eased some, but Maduro's fraud persisted. Now, Operation Absolute Resolve ends the tyranny, bombing key sites, arresting Maduro for narco-terrorism, and securing oil fields. Venezuelans celebrate in the streets of Caracas. Has the US finally ended a destructive socialist regime and liberated Venezuela? Or a repeated century-old pattern of overreach that breeds resentment and instability? Was this necessary to stop a narco-state threatening the region? Or yet another example of Yankee dominance ignoring local sovereignty? Comment below and follow for more history that matters.